Welcome back to 19-Day Feast Pages for Kids, Lionhearts from the Time of the Bab. This month is month 8, Kamal, which means perfection. And the story is the theft of the saddlebags. Let's get started. After a 2-month voyage of difficulty and hardship, the pilgrims reached the port city of Jeddah. The Bab, Qudus, and Mubarak, the Bab's servant, were among the 70,000 pilgrims on Hajj or pilgrimage that year. They would have to travel by camel or on foot for the rest of their journey. First, they would go to Mecca, 70 kilometers across the hot desert. That's more than 43 miles. Then they would travel another 341 kilometers or 212 miles to reach Medina and complete their pilgrimage. Their journey was slow. The hot, sandy desert baked in the sun. To avoid the worst heat, the travelers started walking before the sun came up. Qudus preferred to walk holding the reins of the Bab's camel. This way, he could safeguard the Bab. How about a couple of Lionheart questions? How many pilgrims went on pilgrimage that year? And 2, who went on pilgrimage with the Bab in this story? Remember the 2 friends? One morning, the 3 stopped at a well to offer morning prayers. While the Bab and Qudus were praying, a thief came by and snatched the Bab's saddlebag. Mubarak wanted to run after the man, but the Bab stopped him. The Bab explained, "Grieve not, therefore, at his action, for this was decreed by God, the Ordainer, the Almighty." Mubarak's regret turned into radiant acquiescence. He accepted that it was divine purpose, and that the writings in the saddlebag were destined to reach places decreed by God. During the months of pilgrimage, the Bab requested Qudus to perform many duties. One was to be a witness when the Bab declared his station and mission to a man high in the Muslim faith. The Bab spoke to that man in the crowded area facing the black stone at the most holy Muslim shrine in Mecca. He said, "I am that Qayyim whose advent you have been waiting." The Bab repeated his declaration 3 times. There was a stunned silence. The pilgrims were at the holy shrines praying for the Qayyim to come, and the Bab was claiming to be him. The Bab's declaration spread like wildfire. Upon their return to Persia, the Bab told Qudus with utmost kindliness, "The days of your companionship with me are drawing to a close. The hour of separation has struck, a separation which no reunion will follow except in the kingdom of God, in the presence of the King of Glory." You see, the Bab was preparing Qudus for the difficulties that lay ahead. Since the beginning, when Qudus became the 19th letter of the living, he spent just 14 months with the Bab. 9 of those months were spent on pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina. After pilgrimage, Qudus would never see the Bab again. That must have been very sad for Qudus. I'd like to share a little bit more about Qudus. He was liked by everyone for his charm, his easy manner, his courtesy, and his grace, combined with a dignity of bearing. Now, Qudus was a beloved son and adored by his stepmother. She desired his marriage. To ease her heart, Qudus told her, "The day of my wedding is not yet come. That day will be the most glorious. It will not be in this house. It will be out in the open air while thousands of people look on. There I shall celebrate my wedding and see all my hopes come true." She did not understand then. 3 years later, she understood. Do you know what the next story is in the Lionhearts timeline? The Lionhearts map and timeline can be found at www.mindrichandgems.com. This is the Lionhearts timeline. You'll see there are 22 different steps along the timeline, and each one has an image that represents the story. Which story is your favorite so far? In this month's issue of 19-Day Feast Pages for Kids, Lionhearts from the Time of the Bab, you'll find this special message from the Universal House of Justice. We look to every one of you to fulfill your high calling. Enjoy! Each monthly issue contains a story with questions, a coloring page, Gem Kids Talk featuring Olinga, Sue, Faisy, and Dorothy, word games, arts and crafts, a mini storybook, snacks, music suggestions, and a special quotation about the Baha'i Fund.